Good morning, Year 6, and welcome to your first video for writing. So every morning now I will be posting a video that goes with the writing slides and with the writing PDFs in the hopes that it might give you a little bit of help when it comes to completing the tasks. So let's get started, shall we? So Monday's lesson, it is the 22nd of February. And this is our first lesson of a brand new brand new project. So we are looking to understand the features of a leaflet today. Our lessons over the next 3 weeks will all focus on writing a persuasive leaflet. Okay, so we've actually got a bit of an email here off Mr. Jeffries, and this is where this piece of writing has come from. He actually sent us an email that stated that he needs a new leaflet, a new brochure for Village Primary Academy, and he wrote that he's been looking at the brochure and he thinks it needs a bit of a relaunch, and he was hoping that the Year 6 children could work some magic and that they'd be able to create a more persuasive piece of text if possible, really emphasising the strengths of the school and why potential new starters would benefit from being here. So in particular with a focus on things like the school environment, the supportive nature at Village, and the systems we have in place to support pupils, and how awesome our teachers are. So the hope is that over the next 3 weeks we will create some of these leaflets, and then we'll actually send them on to Mr. Jeffries. He can have a look at them and pick and choose what he'd like to use for his new brochure, which is very, very exciting. So like I said, it's a 3-week block, so we won't be writing a persuasive leaflet straight away. Just like we would in school, we will have a few lessons that run up to it, and then the last 5 or so lessons we will put together our actual leaflet. Okay, so today's lesson, your first lesson, is all about understanding what a leaflet looks like and what some of the features are. So your first task is to create a table showing the features and layout and language of a leaflet, just like we would normally do in school at the very beginning of a writing project. So there is 2 leaflet documents on Purple Mash, okay? They both look like this. So one's about Dinosaur World and one's about learning another language. I would like you to have a look at both of those documents and write down some of the features and the layout, so things that you notice about them. Okay, so this is, I'm asking you, what makes this different than any other piece of text? Okay, so there's a little bit of red here to help you. So what does it look like and what makes it different to, say, a story or a diary entry? Then have a think about the language that has been used. You may want to include some punctuation here, okay? What type of language features have been used here? Have any figurative language been used? Has any rhetorical questions? Have any rhetorical questions been used here? And you can also add those on. So very quickly, I'm just going to show you these texts, just so I know that you've all seen them. So this is the first text that you'll be downloading, called Dino World. And this leaflet is obviously telling us all about Dino World. We've got some contact details, a map, directions. We've got bullet points here, okay? So where to eat. The food looks absolutely delicious. And then as we go on to the next page of our leaflet, we get even more information. So the T-Rex treetop quest, on that, all that information. We've got a quote here, which is very, very exciting. Lots and lots of Year 6 punctuation in there. We've got brackets and semicolons, all sorts of fabulousness. And then we've also got some ticket prices here as well, okay? On these documents, you will notice that if you go further down, I've actually been through them and highlighted all of the fantastic Year 6 things that are in there, okay? So we've got things like our adverbs, a hyphen, formal language, okay? I've actually been through and highlighted that all for you so you can see it. But if that's a little bit annoying because there is a lot going on, just have a look at the plain one. The other leaflet then is, why do we need to learn an alternative language? I know that lots of you speak multiple languages, and it is just a most phenomenal skill. It absolutely blows my mind. You should be extremely proud of yourselves. But this leaflet is aimed at Key Stage 2 children. It's all about learning another language and why they should do it. So it's about thinking about, what can you see? What makes this different than, say, a story? Okay, so you're picking out some of the information that you can see, and you are picking out things like your headings, the language that's been used, are there any rhetorical questions, and so on. This one hasn't been edited and does not have all the grammar features labelled for you, because I'd like you to have a go at doing that yourself if you would like. So if you can edit the document, you can go ahead and underline some of these things, okay, or you can highlight them in any way. just take you back to our task then. So when you have done that, when you have looked at the features and you've looked at the language and you're starting to get a really good basis of what a good leaflet looks like, I'd like you to have a go at answering the following 7 questions for me. So you can either type the answers to these or you can write them on paper. It's completely up to you. But I'd like you to answer them in full sentences, please, and explaining your answers. So what's the purpose of a leaflet? Why are there leaflets? Why do you think, who do you think would read these leaflets and why? So thinking about the dinosaur leaflet and the language leaflet, who is the audience? Who is actually going to pick that leaflet up and read it? Why are leaflets important? Okay, so why is a leaflet important? So why does Dino World have a leaflet? And where do you think you'd find a leaflet? Have you ever been somewhere and seen leaflets before? You can kind of list those areas. What do you like about the leaflet? So is there something in particular you like about the Dino leaflet or the language leaflet? What do you dislike about the leaflets? Is there something that you think, oh no, I don't not like that at all? And which leaflet do you prefer and why? So which one is your favourite and why? So you should be answering those sentences. You should be answering those questions in full sentences for me and explaining them. So today's job and today's task revolves around you understanding what a leaflet looks like and really getting to grips with the language that is used there. I hope you all had a fantastic half term and I hope you're ready to hit the floor running with your home learning. You're all doing such a fantastic job, so keep going, keep working hard, and remember to send any work you do through Purple Mash or Dojo to your teachers.